In this video, we're going to talk about what phasing out of trauma is. Phasing out of trauma is a Christ-centered, peer-led ministry where women's stories can be honored and can unfold one phase at a time. To give you an example, I want to share a story with you about one of our members, and I'll call her Jennifer. Jennifer had experienced extreme emotional and sexual abuse as a child. And coming into our groups, our meetings, it was so hard for her to use her voice and to share. But she showed up, and eventually she started being able to open up and to tell us what she had experienced. This is hard work though, so at one point she wanted to quit. In a meeting with her psychologist, he told her, "You are different." And he encouraged her to keep coming. And he said there needs to be more groups like this out there. We are so grateful Jennifer took his advice. She has continued to share, and not only is she using her voice for herself, she's actually become one of our co-leaders and co-facilitators.
We gleaned our insights from ASCA, that's Adult Survivors of Child Abuse, with their permission, along with Al-Anon and Celebrate Recovery. Phasing out of trauma is different in that it's for adult women. We provide trauma-informed activities, and we offer Christ-centered spiritual practices. So in a typical meeting, the women come in and gather. We welcome new members. We have a prayer. The facilitator will go over the introduction and the guidelines, and there may be a brief teaching on a phase or a topic, and we will do a Christ-centered practice together, but most of the time is sharing from what's coming up and sharing our stories. And phasing out of trauma is peer-led, so the facilitation rotates.
So like Al-Anon and AA and Celebrate Recovery, they have 12 steps. Women who have experienced trauma, their work is not from their own choice, right? The trauma just happened to them. And ASCA addresses this. They have a 21-step psychological process to heal from trauma. We have recognized, though, that not everybody with trauma experienced their traumatic experiences as a child. A lot of them had great childhoods, and unfortunately their trauma happened in their adulthood. So we have looked at the 12 steps and ASCA's 21 steps, and we've come up with 18 psychological and spiritual steps. We call them phases. We have broken them down into 3 parts. The first part, women are invited to just sit with their trauma and see what they're holding. The second part, we ask them to start processing their trauma in order to lay it behind them. And then the third part, we invite them to move beyond their trauma. Each of these parts have 6 phases, and each phase, like I said, has both a psychological aspect where they're dealing with the mental and the emotional aspects of what they're holding and moving beyond. And they also have the spiritual aspect. So they're able to deal with where is God in the middle of this and all the emotions that come up with that as well.
And like other support groups, we recognize that there's a time when people may need professional counseling. So we do have a referral list of various counselors, therapists, and other crisis centers and other types of organizations that support women who've had trauma. Because phasing out of trauma is not therapy or a replacement for therapy, but it can complement therapy.
Absolutely, and some of our ladies have already started the therapeutic work. Some of them have already been in other support groups. One of our members, I'll call her Rachel, she has been in 25 years of different both secular and spiritual support groups, and she has said that phasing out of trauma is the only group that has provided her what she calls foundational, profound changes in her life. When she first came, the first meeting, she didn't know where to turn. She was so distraught and dismayed. And now, because she continues to show up for herself, she is changed too. She is treating herself with respect. She's making beautiful decisions that are benefiting her health and well being. And she is using her voice to validate her needs.
We have both experienced healing and with Christ,
Yes,
and we have witnessed it in other women.
it's been great.
So if you're interested, please visit our website. If you're interested in learning more about phasing out of trauma, or even perhaps starting a group, or you can also request a informational call, and someone will get in touch with you.
Because no matter where you are in your healing journey,
You are welcomed here.